Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how to make any liquid soap thicker. Like, let's say if you go to the store and you buy those cheaper brand, and they're really like, you know, runny. You can do this with shampoo and stuff too, like the liquid shampoo and stuff too. And people do put salt in their shampoo. It actually makes your hair softer. Yep, believe it or not. Sort of like how people likes to swim in the ocean. This actually makes the chlorine is what bad, but it's actually the salt. It's actually good, and it does makes your hair softer, and hence the water softener pellets right there. I took some out right here. That's what they are, salt pellets. Now, if you're like me and you like thick soap, see, this is really thick now. Okay, it's actually like floating on top of the other thing, and see how slow it gets. Now, if I use that on this one, you're going to see how fast and runny that is. Okay. Now, the trick to this is that you have to make this carefully and slowly, okay? Because if you add too much, you're going to, the consistency won't come out right. So, when you buy, like for instance, if you buy, certain soap, and you see it's like, because different manufacturer add them in less or more. So basically, sodium chloride. That's what salt is. So, um, so that's all you have to do. Okay, and all you have to do is put this in here into hot water. In my case, I actually melt this for other projects as well. So this is what I do right here. I just melt them. And the ratio on this is 2 to 1. That means 2%. It'll be like 33 versus 66. So 66% of salt and 33% of water. So you can melt it down, and it melts at a certain point, and it won't melt further because see how I put more than I supposed to, and see how it won't melt down, because it takes a long time for this to melt down because I put too much. But like I said, the formula is 2 to 1. 1 to 3 ratio, or you can use 2 to 1, sort of like 33. So usually it's 66% versus 33%. 33% of water, 66% of salt. Anyway, so once you're done melting it down, you just add it into here slowly, because we don't know. See how the viscosity? It's not as good as I like. Like, I want it to thicker. If you look at bubble bath, they're really thick. And if you like that, that's what you have to do. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of salt and stir them. My salt solution right here. And stir them. And you can see it's starting to become thicker. See the viscosity now? And look. It's gotten heavy now. Even though in this little container, it's starting to become heavy. And now, look how thick it is. Okay. So the more, not the more you mix, but to mix the consistency that you like. If you add it too much, okay, like I already add enough in here. And see the consistency? This is like almost as bubble bath. Because that's what they do. They thicken this into like the bubble bath right here. So that's all you have to do. This is not even that thick. You see that? Because it's not enough. I bet you if I put some of that in there, it would be even thicker. And just in case you are worried about viscosity, no, it doesn't change any of those. It doesn't, I mean, bubbles. And see how nice it is? Okay, so all you have to do is add a little at a time and see if the consistency you like. Let's say if you're making soap, because that's what the secret's in here. And if you really look at it really close, right there, sodium chloride. I hope the camera will pan in, because my camera kind of stinks. Sodium chloride. You see that ingredient? So that's what we're basically making. Thicker soap, like, you know, foaming bath or bubble bath. See it? So basically you can turn any soap. If you don't like, this is pretty thick already, but let's say if you don't like it, you can add a little bit more. You can use table salt like this, or you can use, in my case, I use water softener pellets. And that's all you have to do. This is for the people who like thicker, like you know how people actually use this for the hands. If you use the hand though, add a little vinegar in it. Somehow I find that if I wash it with vinegar, my hand actually becomes softer. Yeah, strange as it is. Also too, you can add in for instance, you can go to the store and you can actually put castor oil in here. And you can actually turn this, yep, you heard it correctly, glycerine or castor oil in here to make hand soap. That's the only difference. When they're making soap, when they're making hand soap, they actually add glycerine in there. If you don't have it, you can put castor oil in there as well. Okay, but like I said, glycerine is the first. But since I have this around, I just show it. But glycerine will be your first choice. So add glycerine by this, right? And then test it yourself. About 2%. 2% of like this things, you know? That way it'll be soft in your hands and stuff like that. The real, I have the jar right here. I use it for another project, but this is what it is. Okay? I got this from Walmart. And the formula, 2 to 5%. Okay? That will be your choice on that. So literally you can go to the store and buy the cheap dish soap and then add this into it. And then you can make your own cheap hand soap. Believe it or not, that's what they do. It's actually some of the hand soap. I mean, now hand soap is actually pretty cheap. They put like tree oil. They put, for instance, I have one bottle right here. I'll show you the ingredient on it. Aloe. See? So you can put aloe in there as well. If you want 100% aloe. They also put citric acid. And you can put citric acid or you can put in vinegar. Somehow, like I said, vinegar softens the hands. But anyway, I hope this is helpful to people who wants to make thicker. Because some people actually think that it's fooling them to make thicker liquid soap. You know? So if you want, like, or even if you make your own mistakes or whatever, watch, I'm going to add a few more in, see what happened, okay? I'm not going to ruin that one. I'm going to add it into here. And look what happened. This is experimenting, okay? Like I said, do not add in too much. You're not supposed to. It'll ruin your product, but see, it'll start clumping up. You see that? Because it starts to separate. It's not. It's starting to clump. You see it? Really funny how actually it works. So you have to experiment. Each brand, because of the brand itself, you don't want to add in too much. You can see some of them are starting to get clumpy. Understand? So make sure to because the salt somehow, if it's too much, the salt somehow breaks it down or something. See, now it's even more liquidy. See, isn't that funny? But when you put in just a little bit, it becomes thick. Barely flowing. And it's hard to like even stir around, you know. Yeah. Really hard. Funny as that. But now look what happened. Now I can stir this around because it's too much now. So when you put in too much, it becomes less. But you just put a little bit, a certain amount, it becomes more. Isn't that funny? So anyway, so be careful with your ratio. And it's an easy trick to turn liquid soap like this, runny soap like you got from the store, into the thick thing that a lot of people like. You see that? That's almost perfect right there. That I like. And it's and they use it into like bubble bath like these right here. I'll add a little bit extra in. I'll show you. I'll show you before I go. Plus, this is an educational video, right? Look. See it? And it's still floating on top there. You see that? Because it's so thick. Look at that. Hasn't even mixed yet. See it? And now look at it. The consistency is even more. Woo. Oh my God. It's still like... It get heavy in here. Can you imagine? Just stirring this right here, it actually gets heavy. Because it's so thick. Look at that. You can see it moves around like a gel. So literally, you can make cheap soap into a gel form. Like, and all it is just sodium chloride or sea salt or salt. Basically, that's what it is. And they make it so thick because of that. So that's their secret. But like I said, if you want to make this for fun, or you want to make it in, you want to turn your soap like that into a gel form that, you know, flowing like this, like look at it, like a gel form that people like, you know, easily do. And remember, is the formula is 1/3 or 6633. Okay, or another way is 2 to 1. 2 as in 2 forms of 33 and 1 form of 33, which is will be equal to 99, which is, that's what they call 100%. But anyway, I hope that this video is educational for you and helpful to you. So the next time when you go to the store and you get you know, those cheap soaps, the dollar stores or whatever, and you're like, oh, I don't like that consistency. Well, now you know how to turn the consistency into like gel like this one right here. I'll show you one more time before we go, comparing to this one, which I already ruined already because I add too much now. See, now it's runny. But so because the salt somehow takes over, and that's how it does it. But if I pour this into here, this will become really thick because it has, you know, the ratio is so much on that. That's what I'm going to do after the video. But anyway, I hope this video is helpful to you. And if you like that consistency, that's all you have to do. Just follow this, put a little salt in there, and you would like, and it will come out jelly like I showed you. Anyway, I hope that this video is helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay?